The representative at my job called this a lottery ticket, the chance of a lifetime. All I had to do was make it through the program, pass all of the tests, sign off on all of the tasks, and boom, you're a journeyman. Now you can earn yourself a substantial income, make more money than the majority of the people that live in the Midwest. I felt blessed to have the opportunity, a career path in the trades, and working at was all I ever wanted when I was growing up. So many people in my family worked at they made great money. And now I got the opportunity to not only just work there, but in a prominent position. So what went wrong? How did I go from being on the cusp of living my dream to living in a van down by the lake? This is my story. How game dev ruined my life. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Phenom here with my Storytime series called Game Dev Ruined My Life. A 7-year journey where I had to battle with instability. And spoiler alert, I'm living in a van. It never got stable, but I learned how to dance with instability. I learned how to dance with uncertainty. Let's go. This all started back in the pre-pandemic era. Working on the line, just mind-numbing work, day after day, same thing, same position, same place, same starting time, and just get to working. There's no mystery to it. You do the same thing over and over again. Repetitive work, repetitive pay. I like the pay, so I always came back. But I had something that's just gnawing at the back of my mind. I knew that automation was right on our tails. And I needed to do something about it. I needed to get off the line. I needed a position. I needed a job that I just couldn't be replaced. Well, at least not easily. At the time, I still had love for my workplace. My co-workers, I got along with them. There was a brotherhood almost on the line. Everybody came in and everybody had the same objective to get the money, but also was almost like a family type of situation. Family, no family is perfect, but we all still found a way to get along. Even if there was fights and beef or people talking shit, we always found a way to get over it. I always love the level of camaraderie that we seem to have on the line, whether you're white, black, man, or woman. It didn't matter. We were all a part of the brotherhood. When I first started I would walk up to the cafeteria to get something to eat. Right across the way was the cold welding area, a place where about 8 people all stood back to back and welded doors together. But before you knew it, all of that was turned into automation, where it only took 2 people to feed in the parts and the robots did all of the work. I'm not gonna lie to you, working in that area sucked. Constantly having sparks flying everywhere, hitting you in the face, burning your back. It was not fun. But seeing that area of the plant just turn into robots just made me feel the opportunities were closing in. This further solidified the fact that I needed to do something. I had to get off the line to protect and ensure my future. Then the opportunity came along. One of the reps at the job started coming around and soliciting the workers for opportunity to become skilled tradesmen, electricians, pipe fitters, millwrights. Opportunities like this could change your life. After I signed up, it took about a year. Man, I remember the day when they came around with the paperwork. I happily signed, ready for my life to change, ready to have some security, ready to know that no matter what happened, I would always be able to work. I would always have a job. Life is funny and God must have a sense of humor, because maybe only about halfway through the first semester, first set of classes I had, the pandemic hit and the world changed forever. But I didn't cry about it at all. Shit, I was glad to get out of those classes. Man, I had some little mean ass Indian lady teachers, man. Gave me hell. I don't know what I did to piss them off, but man, it was ubiquitous. Across the board, they was not fucking with me. The work at a manufacturing plant isn't deemed essential. I was able to go home. No complaints from me. So many people struggle to make ends meet during the pandemic, but that wasn't my problem. I was so fortunate. I made more money during the pandemic than any other point in my life at the time, up to that point at least. So with no need to worry about income and having something that I never had in my adult life, time. I had time to do with whatever I wanted. And it was amazing. I spent time with my son, For a little background, my son has cerebral palsy. He's wheelchair bound and pretty much needs help with everything. It was amazing to have that time to spend with him. It was amazing to have that time with him, to do schoolwork with them, to cooking meals, and to just spend quality time together. We got so close in that period of time. But in my downtime, I started to play with a program called Construct 3. And I didn't know it yet, but this changed everything for me. I started off by just taking some sprites off of the internet and seeing if I could animate them and seeing if I could do something and actually make like a little primitive game. I did it with some artwork of the Master Chief, just running through a level, 2D, basic platformer type of situation. It wasn't the easiest thing in the world to set up, but it wasn't hard either. Not really having any experience with coding and more so really just being an artist. Construct 3 allowed me to learn as I go without it being too advanced when it comes to coding. After playing around with that for a few days, I said, let me try something a little more interesting. I had a game called Drug Lord on my mind. Oh man, I used to play this game back in the day. It was so simple, but it was so fun. But I always knew it wasn't a good representation of what drug dealing actually was like in the real world. Even though I enjoyed playing Drug Lord, I always felt like the execution of it was poor for what it actually is. The guy that made the game was actually on a career track to become a stockbroker. You know, buy low, sell high. And that's basically what he did with the game. That is not an accurate representation of what selling drugs is actually like. And I just thought to myself, it'd be fun to put a little prototype together of something that actually makes sense as a drug dealing game. Honestly, it wasn't anything serious. I was bored, and I had this itch to play this amazing drug dealing game that just didn't exist at the time. So, fuck it. Why don't I just create it? So I got to work, and I didn't know that what I was doing at the time was creating an MVP, a minimal viable product. I didn't focus on artwork. I didn't focus on making the game look beautiful or cool or add amazing graphics or animations. Didn't even do any animations at that point in time. Just kind of had some squiggly lines representing the characters. I did focus on was creating a really fun game loop. So after about a few weeks to a month, kind of had a nice little working MVP. Nothing crazy, but the game loop itself was fun. The game was relatively simple at that time. You really just sold drugs in the trap and then went to the park for different opportunities. Very simple, but I could see the cornerstone of something great being created. Still haven't had anybody to play the game yet due to being in isolation. I got so swept away into my own little world of taking care of my son, and in my downtime working on this game, this thing that I didn't know what exactly it was going to be or what it was going to grow into. I was so enthralled into this world that I didn't really realize what was going on around me until I got a really alarming call. Turns out my girl at the time was two-timing, grainy. Yo, if you made it this far in the video, you might as well go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, hit the hype button. I don't even know what that do, but just do it, just do it, just do it, just do it. Because you will be notified. You'll be notified when the next video drop. And I'm going to keep coming with these. I could talk about love. I could talk about pain. I can talk about my existential crises. And we out. It's your boy Phenom. I hope y'all enjoyed the video.